I'm going to leave you with this. These guys are so fired up. It's been a pleasure knowing you. My insurance is up to date. Go Pioneers. We're going into year 2. It's kind of crazy that it's finally here, but now you finally had some time to reflect on year 1. And when you look back at your first experience in the WNBA, your first year with the Fever, what comes to mind? What kind of takeaways, your perspective of how year 1 went for you?
Yeah, I think it went really well.
Did you ever think this was possible?
Hell no.
But it happened.
Now it's a movie and we're part of it. We're all part of it.
Oh my goodness, for the first time in 25 years, the Indiana Pacers are going to the NBA Finals. Absolutely unreal scenes here in downtown Indianapolis. There it is, Eastern Conference champions going to the NBA Finals for the first time since the year 2000. You felt something different in Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight. Hello, it's a beautiful morning here at Park Tudor. First time ever Operation Football Sunrise Kickoff has been here. That's a sweet helmet. You got to protect yourself, all right? It's football season. We're in the middle of football season, all right? I've been getting some drills here. Ready, set, hut. Oh, here we go. All right. I didn't get any help at all. There he is. Hey, but these guys are fired up to be here, man. First time ever at Park Tudor School. It was thought to not be possible at IU. And now it's a reality. Curt Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. How much do your teammates mean to you to accomplish this with them, with Coach Cignetti, be on top of the college football world?
Everything. Our locker room's so tight, I wouldn't rather do it with any other people.
You're a true team, but you're a true community. I gotta tell you, Coach, not a lot of communities buy in like this one. Just listen to this student section. We love Brownsburg football! You just don't get this many places, especially for a school of this size. Talk to me about your community, your students, and the buy-in of this.
We'll have 6,000 people like this going crazy at every game.
Do you embrace that type of challenge of maintaining those expectations, and what do you expect out of this football team as far as we mentioned improvement, but you know this football team better than anybody else?
Well, I'm a firm believer that if you prepare properly, there's no limits on what you can accomplish.
This organization is not shy about its big aspirations, big dreams. Championships are the goal, but you cannot rush that process. In this age of immediate gratification, it's easy to expect those results overnight, especially when you have back-to-back #1 overall picks, reigning Rookie of the Year Aaliyah Boston, and of course the generational talent that is Caitlin Clark. But this organization is embracing that process and being sure not to rush it. I gotta tell you, the shock, the disbelief, the trying to process all of that was difficult. It took a couple minutes. It took almost an hour to kind of, okay, here's our plan of attack, here's what we're going to do, and here's how we bring people the stories of the people who witnessed this, the people who are experiencing this, Notre Dame fans, Indiana residents I spoke to, and New Orleans residents alike, people who just wanted to come here and enjoy New Year's Eve, enjoy the Sugar Bowl. They didn't do anything to anybody for this to happen, and now people all trying to come together and understand and process this together. So we're not unlike anybody else, trying to make sense of this and give you the information that you need so we can all kind of get through this together. I think that's important when something like this happens, and sports plays a big part in that. And hopefully tomorrow when the Sugar Bowl is played, we see people come together. This season, a perfect 16-0, Big Ten champions, Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl, national champions. Can you put it into words for me, what you've done for this program?
I mean, there's no words.
For more on this, we take you out live to Maria Martin, sports anchor for our sister station WXIA. Maria, the Fever are in town. You're in a different arena than you're accustomed to. What's the vibe out there ahead of tip? What's the excitement level, the Fever are in town? What was so promising yet again slips through the fingertips, and now a fan base has to be told yet again, be patient. It's hard to reconcile. Jenny, it's reaching a fever pitch. Let me tell you something. One, it feels like the entire state of Ohio is here cheering on the Buckeyes. And two, Notre Dame fans are hungry. What's led them to this point, and especially this offensive onslaught during this college football playoff national championship run. But to your point of the battle of attrition, you know, for those who don't know, Notre Dame has battled injury after injury to significant players this season.
Man, what a game it was. Ohio State seemingly imposing their will, but Notre Dame fighting at the end. was everything you could want in a national championship game.
I feel like you have to get that answer one way or another when it comes to Anthony Richardson, and I feel like it would have been way easier to go from Anthony Richardson starting to Daniel Jones rather than the optics of this situation that Daniel Jones is starting and you're giving up on Anthony Richardson. From last year, the disappointment to getting back to the Final Four for the first time in over 4 decades. What's that say about the resolve of this program?
Well, it says that Matt Painter's a great coach.
But Caitlin Clark officially not participating in WNBA All-Star Weekend. Understandable from the standpoint of the Fever and Caitlin Clark want to be out there for the second half of the season and beyond going into the postseason, but no doubt disappointing to fans.
These fans, this team, they wanted it more tonight, and they needed to, especially after Game 2's performance against the Oklahoma City Thunder to tie this series up. The Pacers needed a game like this, and you could feel it in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And at the end of it all, the Pacers hold a 2-1 series lead. You see Reggie Miller leaving the floor right here. He's pumped up about it. A 2-1 series lead here in the NBA Finals. What a performance by the Pacers.
You're absolutely right, Aaliyah. It was a tale of two halves. Everything went right that first half. Not so much in half number 2, but what does this win say about the resolve of your team?
I mean, we're resilient.
The excitement coursing through my veins right now is unhealthy, frankly, with how many hours I've been awake today. But you know what? Nowhere else I'd rather be. It's football in Indiana, Eli, and we're so pumped you're here too.
Coming into this season, the big thing, the big priority for the Indiana Fever, veteran leadership and championship experience. Well, look no further than former Las Vegas Aces guard Sydney Colson, the 2-time champ, a welcomed addition to this Fever team, especially in the absence of Caitlin Clark. She spoke to us about why she chose Indiana and why it was the right decision.
Eli, you are a gentleman and a scholar. We'll see you post-game. Thank you so much, sir. We are counting down to tip-off right here on Channel 13. Fever and Liberty, just minutes away.
Your face is going to be on this trophy, and you'll forever be known as an Indianapolis 500 champion. Alex Pillow, congratulations, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Are we still buzzing about the Pacers having a 1-0 series lead in the NBA Finals? I know we certainly are, and I hope you are too back at home. You know, what's been so intriguing about this NBA Finals matchup is that both these teams are quote-unquote small market teams, and it's been refreshing in more ways than one. And if Game 1 is any indication, this is shaping up to be an awesome NBA Finals. Now, I'd wager that not many of you have been to Oklahoma City. So join us as we show you what this place is all about, and we hear from some Pacers fans and Oklahoma City fans on how they're feeling after a thrilling Game 1.
As there's been some distance from it, are you able to kind of think back and be like, wow, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty successful season?
Yes, when I look back at the numbers of like St. Pete and this and that, I'm like, oh man, like it's pretty tough to beat.
State Farm Stadium, the site of Purdue's Final Four matchup against North Carolina State. 60,000 plus are going to be in this stadium, and they're all focused on the pomp and circumstance of this weekend, right? Purdue, they're transitioning from enjoying the moment to focusing on the task at hand, and that's getting back to the national championship for the first time since 1969. WNBA All-Star Game. You may recognize this woman beside me, Cheryl Miller.
A little bit.
Reggie Miller's much more successful sister, isn't that right?
Underpaid Miller.
All right, Mr. Upton, I got to interrupt you here. How we doing, Mooresville High School? Again, it felt like the Colts were in control of this game, but the stats tell a different story. The Chiefs dominate time of possession on the field for 42 minutes. You said it was the best decision ever, right? Before making that decision that an undefeated season would be happening, a Rose Bowl, a Big Ten championship, an opportunity to win a national championship, to have that chance, what would you say? Do you have to pinch yourself sometimes?
Absolutely. Like Fernando said in another interview, I would never imagine in my wildest dreams.
Providence, Rhode Island, the site of a dominating Purdue victory over McNeese, sending the program to the Sweet 16 back in Indianapolis. Joining me now post-game, head coach Matt Painter. Coach, hot shooting start. From there, it was kind of barbecue chicken for you guys. What led to it, and what'd you see out there?
Yeah, I thought we got some really good rhythm shots to start the game.
Going into last season, we saw the spotlight on women's sports, women's basketball. It was remarkable. You know, merchandise sales, selling out Gainbridge, just the spotlight in general. And you've said before that you weren't alone in bringing this to the table, but were you aware of your role in it? Did you expect that and your impact that you brought to Indianapolis, across the nation, and to the WNBA?
Yeah, well, I think last year was a little bit interesting because, I was in college.
Scott, what can you say? I mean, the day began with such excitement and hope here in New York City. The Pacers just one game away from the NBA Finals. There was a buzz here around Madison Square Garden surrounding the Pacers, and then the game started.
Humor me here. the Colts do not win on Monday Night Football, that percent chance drops to a 40% chance to make the playoffs, but they win their final 2 division games. Now, do you remember those 2 matchups I talked about, the Jaguars and the Broncos, and the Texans and the Chargers? Now both of those have to go the Colts' way for them to win that game. If the Colts lose on Monday Night Football, they would still get that 7th seed if they win their final 2 division games and their 2 division opponents in the Jaguars and the Texans lose at least once. Following me here?
Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard called Phillip Rivers to gauge his interest after Daniel Jones went down on Sunday. He said, heck yeah, I'm interested at least. He came up here to work out. The arm looked really good.
I mean, this playoff run is one thing. It just feels like the team of destiny almost with the way these games have ended. But over the course of the last 3 to 4 years building this, you guys always believed this was possible. I mean, just talk about the feelings associated with that. Everybody doubted except the people in Indianapolis in this franchise.
I think it starts with the character of our players.
What have the last few hours been like for you? My goodness, what a day.
It's been terrible. But the shining light has been the guys.
The New York Knicks added Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, these are legit contenders in the Eastern Conference. Do the Pacers have enough to get back to that level of success we saw a year ago? Or is it just too early to tell? Has it shaped out that way? There's still a second half of the season to play.
2013 Indy 500 champ, team principal of Aaron McLaren. He's not Kyle Larson. He's better looking, though. We got Tony Kanaan. Tony, man, does this get old? Just look at this crowd right now.
Never. Kyle's been a little quiet today.
Yeah, we got a cutout of it.
The crowd maybe always make me feel good. And
love it. Kyle Larson, of course, qualified for the Coca-Cola 600. He's doing the double, the Indy 500, and in Charlotte later that night. Tony, what are the emotions like for you? You're not getting in the car, but, man, I imagine the anticipation's the same.
This is like I'm getting in the car, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
This is a win now type of move and tells you exactly how Chris Ballard and the Colts organization feels about this team. 7-2, exceeding expectations, desperately needing some reinforcements in the secondary and having the assets to do it. And boom, here you go.
What a day to be an Indiana Fever fan. The first home playoff game since 2016. This place is going to be raucous, and we are fortunate enough to be joined right now by the COO and general manager of the Fever, Amber Cox. Amber, appreciate your time as always. First home playoff game in quite a long time, since 2016. Finally, these fans get to experience it. What's that mean to you, to this organization, to have home Fever playoff basketball?
It's unbelievable to be back here for a playoff game.
What this came down to for Shane Steichen was consistency. More than that, operational functionality.
Hello and welcome to downtown Providence, Rhode Island, the site where March Madness begins. We are just about set to get underway between Purdue and High Point for the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Well, let's not forget the Fever started 1-8 last year before they really hit their stride post All-Star break. And I think, the timing of the WNBA draft, particularly for players like Caitlin Clark and for players like Paige Beckers who play in Final Fours and national championships, it's a real disadvantage for them having next to zero time off before starting the WNBA draft, starting training camps, starting your professional career.